Hi there. I am the gentleman that purchased your travel model guitar off of eBay, and I'm having the issues where I'm requesting a return. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys what the problems are with the guitar, and the reason that I'm requesting a refund and not just a new neck, because the issues kind of affect the guitar as a whole and really do not make this guitar something I want to keep. I want to return it. It's not playable in its current state to me, and a new neck is not going to fix the issues that I have with it. So to start off right off the bat, in regards to me not knowing how the tremolo works, I definitely know how the tremolo works. I have multiple guitars that have Floyd Rose systems on them, and I'm actually going to show them to you right now. Here is this one that I have. This has a tremolo. It is an Alvarez. So here's one. Here's the second one. This one is a Douglas Hadron. This also has a tremolo system, a Floyd Rose. Hang on, I have another one. And here is the third guitar. This is also an Alvarez, just like the very first white one. This is the guitar I'm going to be using for the demonstration in comparison to your guitar. This guitar is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. Plays great, feels great, it's an amazing guitar. This one also has a tremolo system, Floyd Rose. So I'm not mad that you guys said it, but to say that I don't know how to use a tremolo system is a little bit insulting. The whole reason I purchased this guitar over another one that I was looking at was because it had the tremolo system. A lot of the music that I write, I use the tremolo bar quite often, and it's an integrated part in my style of music and how I play. So when I ordered the one that you gave me, that is a big selling point for me, was it had a tremolo system. So let's get back to your guitar. So right out of the gate, let's talk about the tremolo, seeing as how that's the first thing I decided to talk about. Yours here is the Headless style tremolo. The way that you would adjust a Floyd Rose to get it to either be a stiffer bar or a softer bar that's bendable, you would adjust the springs in the back. You want it to be more springy and tight, where it's not going to move as much like yours. You would tighten up the springs so that they're tighter, pulling back on the bridge. If you want the guitar to have more of a bouncy kind of tremolo, where it's easy to press down, easy to bend notes, you would loosen up the spring so the spring is at its softest adjustment. That way, you can bend strings with ease. This guitar does not do that. But this guitar also does not have the springs in the back. Instead, it has what, like, say, Strandberg would use, and that is this adjustment spring right here. So bear with me on the camera because it's a little difficult to see close up. This has been adjusted to its softest point. This is as soft as the spring goes, so what that means is that this should be able to bend pretty easily. Now, when I push down on this, you can see I have to strain quite a bit to push this down. This requires a lot of downforce to push this down. And on this particular guitar, because there really isn't that much body, you see how much it pushes the bottom of the guitar down. I'm trying to hold it level, but every time I push it down, it goes further down. It's a very stiff tremolo bar, and it's really not good. One of the main reasons why it's also not that great is because when you actually use it, say when you're playing notes, is check this out. That's all the way down. It's as far as your bar goes. Do you hear how the notes are only going down a half step? Here's again. It does not bend like other guitars. This is not a good tremolo system. I'm going to show you my other one, how it's supposed to sound when you use a tremolo. Okay, so we're back with the black Alvarez, the third one I showed you, which also has a Floyd Rose. This guitar to demonstrate on how easily this bends, I'm holding it. There's a lot more body here, by the way. This weighs a lot more. So if I were to press it down with a really stiff tremolo, this would push and require a lot of downforce. But look at how easy. I'm going to use one finger. Look at how easy that is. That is so easy. This is a very springy type tremolo. This has been adjusted so that the springs are soft as well. Let's go ahead and hear how it bends. That goes down more than a half step. That's a lot further than your guitar can do. Your guitar can't do that. It's physically impossible for your guitar to achieve what this guitar can do. Your guitar would never dream of doing such a thing. Now, the funny thing is that this guitar was purchased at a used store that sold guitars for $130. And it's not really that expensive a guitar brand new, by the way. This guitar was cheaper than your guitar, and it's infinitely better. Better build quality, better finish, everything. Don't get me wrong, your guitar on paper and on pictures looks great. And when you're holding it away from you at a distance, it looks great. But when you get up close to it and feel the guitar, it's not that great. So anyway, back to the main point. The tremolo system is not functional. It does not operate like a tremolo system is supposed to. It's a rather poor excuse for one. And I don't find it acceptable. And sending me another bridge, like you're suggesting sending me a neck, it's not going to fix that. If you send me a neck to fix the next issues I'm going to talk about, it does not still fix the fact that this doesn't bend notes. So the tremolo system is defective. I'm going to go back to your guitar and I'm going to show you the other issues with the saddle. Okay, so we're back with your guitar now. So, in your response to my original pictures of the saddle being out of whack, I'm going to try to find a good way to place this. The low E string right here, you can see how it is raised up from the rest of them. There are adjustment screws right here. Those adjustment screws only operate the very top of this. It's a two-part system. Back here is where the leverage is, where it pivots up and down. This is not supposed to be like that. You can see right here, come on guys, look, it's raised up. The rest of them are not like that. How did that get through QC? These screws, you can see, are sitting much higher than the other ones. You can actually see these screws. That's because these screws have been adjusted so that the saddle sits at its lowest possible angle in order to try to get this string flush with the rest of them. It's still sitting pretty high. And I really can't adjust the action of the entire guitar with a saddle that does this. So that's another problem. Now, what would require to fix this? Well, it would require an extensive teardown because your guitar doesn't have an access panel in the back here where it could be screwed in and where I could see where the bridge is, how it's all set up. So I would have to take this whole bridge off. And if you send me a new one, I'd have to take it off anyway, and I don't want to do that. That's a lot of extra work. I shouldn't have to do that. If you buy a brand new car, you don't have to automatically take stuff apart on that brand new car in order to make it functional. You get what I'm saying? If I buy something, I want it to be functional. It's not functional. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's move on to something else. Let's talk about, I know you guys mentioned it, this little chip that was right here. You can just barely see it, but I had a picture of it that I originally sent. That I could forgive that if the rest of the guitar worked fine. That could be okay, but it's still damage that's on the guitar, and it's unnecessary. And I know it's not from shipping because the way that this guitar was placed in the box, there's nothing that could damage that because it sat level with styrofoam. This was done on an installation. There's nothing that in the packaging that could affect the neck and hit it and cause a chip. So that's done right out of the factory, right by the builder. So I'm not very satisfied with that. While we're talking about the body, I know that it's probably something that you guys do to get them out quicker, but this whole entire neck is rough. The whole body is rather rough. It feels like the neck itself was maybe sanded with like 180 grit sandpaper and just left like that. I have other natural wood guitars that have natural wood necks that don't feel as rough as this. It's pretty rough. So I'm not really satisfied with it. If I wanted to fix it, I'd have to sand it, which is more work on my part. But those are things that I could have forgiven if the guitar worked fine. So let's move on to some other issues. Mainly, the biggest issue that I had with the guitar, besides the tremolo system, which is, well, it's still a pretty big issue. So, I don't know, it might be a little bit difficult to see. I've sent original pictures showing the condition of the frets, so you can refer to those if you want, if you can't see them in this video. The way that this is supposed to work, when you get up here, you can see where the string is. There's supposed to be more room than what is shown. Particularly this fret right here is causing a lot of the big issues. You can see how close this string is to the very rounded off part. You really can't see, but I have pictures of it that you can refer to. You can see how the edge where you guys rolled this over while sanding, which is basically to make sure that the neck is smooth, which you did an okay job. There's no sharp frets or anything like that, but you went too far with it. The fret itself has too much material taken off, and it's too close to where the string rests on the neck. So what this causes is for the string to roll off of the neck while playing it on the high E string. Let's go ahead and show what I mean. So the guitar, I will say this, the guitar does sound good. I'm happy with the sound, but it's just a shame that the guitar itself is not in very good condition. When I go to play like the high E string here, you guys hear it's supposed to be if I bend the string back, but I'm getting, it's very inconsistent. If I want, in order to achieve a nice sustained note, I literally have to go straight down with my finger. And I know that you're going to say, well, just play it like that. You don't have, that's not how, you shouldn't have to be able to do that to play a guitar. The string rolls right off because you have too much material taken off. I probably have less than a millimeter of space between where, well, it's actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's almost dead on. These two frets in particular, 1, 2, and, well, basically 3. 1, 2, and 3. Those frets are rolled so far on the high E string and so close to where the string rests naturally that when you go to play them, the strings roll off the fretboard. I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. They roll off the fretboard. If I want to do anything like a traditional type of vibrato, you see, it rolls right off. Look at how much, it doesn't take much to get it to roll off. I'm going to show you my guitar, the one right over here. I'm going to show you how that one works. This is how it's supposed to be. Okay, so we're back again with the Black Alvarez. So this one sounds fairly similar. If I had to have the volume on. I mean, it sounds better, but it's serviceable. Yours is serviceable. That could be worked with. I like, the tone isn't terrible. I don't know if you can see on this particular guitar. Do you see how far, this is the high E string, do you see how much space there is between the edge of that particular fret and the string? That's more than a millimeter right there. That's plenty of space. Your guitar does not have that. Your guitar is rolled to this point where my pen is touching. You can see how far this one's been rolled. This one's been nice. This one has a higher incline on the sanding. Yours is tapered so far, it's too far, it doesn't work. This one does not have any problems. Let's show you. Look at how much bending I can do. Your guitar, I just did it on your guitar and it does not do that. It can't do that. If I wanted to get this to roll off the fretboard, here's how far I have to go. It's quite a distance. Your guitar doesn't require that much to push it off the fretboard. So the point I'm trying to make is that the neck has problems with the frets. The neck isn't the problem, it's the frets in particular, stainless steel frets. In order to fix that, I would have to remove the frets, take it to somebody, have them remove it, put new frets back in, and then sand the frets again. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be almost the value of the guitar to fix that. Sending me a new neck, I don't want a new neck, because if you send me a new neck, I still have the tremolo problems. You guys, at the end of the day, you guys are going to send me basically a whole new guitar. I don't want a whole new guitar. The guitar does not sit and hold very nice. It does not have a good feel. It's very imbalanced. This guitar has a good weight. This one is fairly center. Yours, instead of kind of sitting up like this, yours wants to nosedive constantly. And not to mention, yours also flips forward quite a bit. And I know that there's not, extra, there's a lot less body on that one, but it's a ridiculous amount. I probably couldn't even stand up and use a strap with it. It's just hard enough to play on its own. So I'm not happy with the guitar in general. It sounds good. It looks good. That doesn't mean that the body is good. It looks okay. So those are two redeeming qualities, and it shipped fast. So that's the only redeeming qualities this guitar has. Your guitar, I don't want a new neck. I don't want a new tremolo. I don't want a new guitar. I want to return this one and get my money back. You guys are going to be spending that much in return fees anyway, in shipping. I'm certainly not going to pay for shipping on new parts to fix your problem. I would like a return. Simple as that. I have all the original packaging. I have the original little bag that you send the tremolo bar and the little adjustment wrenches and everything in. I have it all. I can pack it up. I can send it back to you guys. You guys give me my refund. And then it's all cool. eBay doesn't have to get involved for any further. I don't want to have to sit here and keep going back and forth. This video is the only video I'm making. This, I think, this is going above and beyond. I wouldn't be doing this if the guitar didn't have the issues it has. I think I'm going above and beyond what the average customer would do. And I have a feeling that you're kind of banking on me not doing this, but surprise, I'm willing to do it because the product is defective. I did not order this to have a cool thing to hang on the wall and not be able to use. I wanted to use it. So, this is the conclusion of my video. The tremolo bar does not function properly. It does not bend the notes. The saddle is not flush with the rest of the bridge, the rest of the other saddles. Something's wrong with that. The frets on the neck have been sanded too far, particularly 1, 2, and 3. They've been sanded too far, and the high E string rolls off the guitar. There's 3 big issues that shouldn't be issues when you're ordering a guitar. So, you guys now have that information, and I would like a refund, please. Thank you.